Shalawam, I'm your brother Yahawah from the branch of GMS, South Carolina Midlands. And before we start off, all praise, honor, and glory belongs to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, HaQadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who grew well. And Shalawam to you hopeful elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalawam. The days of Noah, days of Lot, all over again. Alright, the days of Noah, the days of Lot, all over again. Alright, these people here in America, Babylon the Great, alright, these people in the world following after the vibration of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, which is the wicked and the devil according to the Bible. Alright, these people are wicked as all hell. And every day, man, every day here in Babylon the Great, man, is a constant vexation of spirit. Alright, here I was getting off from the plantation. I was listening to the elder Mawatazak's video from LA. Subscribe to his channel, GMS Mawatazak Bon Gad 2. Subscribe and be edified. And I was listening to his video. I'm gonna pull the video up on the screen. Alright, subscribe to his channel and be edified, and watch the video. Very edifying. Alright, thus far. And I'm trying to plug up my phone, the Bluetooth, so I can finish out the rest of the video. And the radio was playing the same tired songs that's always on the radio every day. I don't listen to the radio, but when I get in my car, I gotta hook up my phone in order to listen to what I want to listen to. Be it videos or music of my own choice. But they briefly had this song playing with Chris Brown, I believe, T Grizzly, and some female artists. And within the music, Chris Brown, was basically asking her, is she up? Is she up right now? So on and so forth. And then the woman, replied, but I got a man. And then this nigga, Chris Brown, in his lyrics to further the song, said, you gonna give it up. You know what I mean? And that's clearly, an act of adultery. Woman, letting you know she got a man. And this wicked ass nigga, just as most wicked ass niggas in this world, is still gonna pursue the woman anyway. Alright? And that's the type of vibration. When you look at the bigger picture, see the forest beyond the trees, that's the wicked vibration that this devil, Amalek to be specific, the tiny tops, Esau, pushes on our people 24/7, alright, 24 hours out of the day. And this is the type of wickedness that vexes our spirit on the day-to-day. Alright, because you have these wicked niggas that listen to music like that, adultery music or drill music, any type of wickedness, alright, women pushing whoredom, alright, to be harlots, to be rebellious against their men. That's the type of wickedness that we see portrayed out here in this world, because our people are following the vibration of Esau, Edom. Okay? And the reason why I entitled this lesson, the days of Noah, the days of Lot, all over again, is because them same wicked spirits are back here today. Alright? When you read Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter and the 9th verse, NLT, it tells you that history merely repeats itself. Alright? You know, nothing is truly new, to roughly paraphrase it. Alright? So meaning what? Them same wicked spirits are back here today. Alright? Doing the same wickedness that they did before at a higher level. Okay? Especially with the wicked Esau, the so-called white man, being in rulership, according to Job 9:24. Okay? When you read the book of Proverbs 29:16, it tells us that, you know, when the wicked, you know, increaseth, alright, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth. Alright? So you have nothing but a constant state of open rebellion against Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Okay? And just like those wicked niggas are back here today on the earth, during the days of Noah, during the days of Lot. Alright? Those same prophets, men of the Lord, servants of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, elect spirits are back here on the earth today, vexed, just like Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You can read that in the book of 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter. Alright? How the Lord delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Okay? We the elect, alright? Lot symbolizing the elect, and Noah symbolizing the elect. Alright? We're back here today, man. Okay? And we constantly crying out to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, pursuant to Ezekiel 9:4. Alright, receiving that spiritual mark of the Yahawah, exemption from judgment. Alright, we're crying out for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. Okay? It was a point in time you could listen to the radio, you know, for a little spell of time. Okay? You know, it wasn't the same watered down, same, you know, wickedness being pushed 24 hours of the day. Alright, it was a time to where you could cross state lines and hear different genres, different artists from different states. Alright? But now, with the devil, Esau, having his hand in controlling everything, specifically Amalek, okay, he pushed a constant culture of death. Alright, black culture, wickedness, whoredoms, murders, alright, defrauding, scamming your brother, okay, robbing your brother, stealing, okay, and all this got to be stopped, man. All this will be stopped. Alright, you know, as we see Yahawashi Yahawashi about to bring everything in order by way of his judgments. Okay? Is the reason being for Jacob's trouble. Okay? Is the reason being for the destruction that's about to befall this place. Alright? That's because Yahawashi Yahawashi is fed up with the bullshit here in Babylon the Great. And excuse my French, man. Okay? And just we the prophets of Yahawashi Yahawashi. Alright? We here in this wicked world and we got no choice to endure it. Alright? But we're still vexed. Okay? And we're actually supposed to be in this spirit because this is not our rest. Micah 2:10. Alright, this place is polluted and it will destroy you even with a sore destruction. You know, you take hold of Esau, Edom and his ways, alright, his wickedness, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? You know, first mentally, right, in the mind, alright, you take on, you know, his philosophies, you take on his diet, you know, you're going to be destroyed, you know, in the body. Okay? And, you know, eventually, you know, the grace of Yahawashi Yahawashi and the mercy of Yahawashi Yahawashi runs out. You know, you ain't repenting. And you constantly in a state of wickedness. Okay? Yahawashi Yahawashi gonna destroy you All right, by way of thermonuclear destruction, man. That's the ultimate judgment the Lord is bringing to this earth. All right, bringing to Esau, Edom's kingdom, to America, Babylon the Great. A lot of our people, 2/3 specifically, pursuing the Zechariah 13 and 8, they just gonna have to feel the brunt of the Lord's wrath, man. All right, you know, you had that movie Life. You had a character within Life named Can't Get Right, or his nickname Can't Get Right. All right, you got a lot of can't get rights in the nation of Israel, man. Okay, no matter how many times, starting with our teachers, the elder apostles, which is the true teachers and leaders of Israel, the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. All right, and us men who entered into those men's labors. All right, no matter how many times we go out there and teach Israel and tell Israel to repent and prophesy and warn the nation of Israel, you got 2/3 of rebels that will not take heed into this word, that will continue on in this cycle of sin, that will despise the laws of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, pursuant to 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Okay, a collective that have to know the righteousness of the Lord after death by pain, know the error of their ways after death by pain. Okay, so you know, we just gotta, you know, ultimately endure. All right, suffer these wicked niggas, suffer this devil and his wicked kingdom, all right, along with the rest of these heathen nations, until the time to where Yahawah sees fit to take this devil out of power for good, take these heathens out of power for good. Okay, and there will be no more heathen rule in this planet Earth. All right, all nations will be under subjugation. All right, hope I'm saying that right. I'll say it this way: all heathen nations will be subject under the nation of Israel. All right, starting with Yahawashi and his hopeful elect. Okay, you read the book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 8, and it tells, and it reads, "Ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession." So complete dominance, control, and rule in the planet Earth over the people and all the lands and the resources will be given unto Yahawashi, and hence to the nation of Israel, starting with the hopeful elect. Okay, and that rule is going to be what? It reads on that we will rule, all right, with a rod of iron. Okay, ain't going to be no more playtime. Ain't going to be no more wicked reign or wickedness in this earth, man. All right, let a nigga think about adultery. Okay, not the nation of Israel, of course. The kingdom of heaven, we gonna have the laws, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts. We're gonna be perfect. We're gonna be immortal. Starting with the hopeful elect, man. All right, Yahawashi is already perfected, and he's coming to perfect the elect. All right, he's coming to perfect the nation. Okay, 2/3 they're gonna have to enter into the perfection of immortality after death by pain. Okay, but just harping on Israel gonna be perfect. All right, hence Israel ain't gonna never go off, so they ain't gonna have no thoughts of adultery or murdering their brother, you know, eyes being evil towards their brother, defrauding, scamming, bearing false witness. Okay, all Israel gonna be perfect, pursuant to Jeremiah 31:31 and Hebrews 8:8, fulfillment of the second covenant, and that's upon the second return of our Lord and our Savior Yahawashi. All right, but as it pertains unto these heathens, we're gonna have to rule with a rod of iron, because they will not be perfected, they will not be made immortal, and they will have to be governed by the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of Bahasham Yahawashi. And if they don't abide by them rules, they have a thought of adultery, or they commit the act of adultery, you will be held by the penalties of the law. Just like Esau got his laws, and you get, and you're Jake, okay, you're an Israelite, you break the laws of Esau and his queen, he'll throw the book at you. Alright, or you get penalized for, breaking the law. In the kingdom of heaven, you break the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahawah, you're going to be held by the standard of the law, and you're going to get broken in. These heathen nations going to get broken in. Alright? They're going to get taught how to live in this earth. Alright? Ammon and Moab ain't going to be eating no damn eels and rats. Alright? Cats and dogs in the kingdom. Okay? That's unlawful. You can't have that. Alright? And if a nigga can't get it, we're gonna bust their head open, man. Alright? Quite literally. Alright? You want to commit adultery, send you back to the spiritual realm. Okay? Alright? Come back and try it again. Alright? And through the laws being implemented, it's gonna be examples to the rest of the men, women, and children of the heathens around. Hey, we shouldn't do this or that. Okay? Let's keep these laws, such as commandments, to the best of our ability, because there ain't gonna be no plaything when Israel get in power. Alright? Esau ain't play with us. These heathens ain't play with us. Okay? We ain't gonna play with them. Okay? But, Lord will, this is just a righteous rant through the spirit and the power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Like I said, I was just, hooking up my phone, just trying to listen to the rest, and I'm, Lord will, in this drive, to my destination. I'll listen to the rest of the video, the Elder Mawatazak, the Elder out in LA. Alright, subscribe to his channel once more. Alright, GMS Mawatazak, Bon Gad 2. Subscribe and be edified. But I was trying to hook up my phone and just heard that wicked ass song, man. That wicked ass song. Okay, by Chris Brown, T Grizzly, and whoever the female was. How she was saying she got a man, and this nigga, the chorus of the song is this nigga still pursuing the woman, saying that she gonna give it up. Alright? But that's this wicked, that's this wicked and adulterous generation that Yahawashi was speaking on, man. Okay? In the days of Noah, where Yahawah Shai said that, that man's heart, his mind, Hebrew word lab, was only evil. It was only in his mind to do evil continually. Genesis the 6th chapter. Okay, reason why Yahawah Shai brought the first death, flooded the earth, only spared Noah and his house. Okay, Noah, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives and the animals that the Lord Yahawah Shai saw fit to keep alive, to repopulate the earth. Same here in today's time, man. The Lord gonna spare his elect, his remnant. Okay, here in America, Babylon the Great. All right, and deliver the rest of his elect scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, while great judgment is gonna reign rampant in the earth. Destruction is coming to America, Babylon the Great. All right, now is that to say that the wicked elite ain't gonna survive? Yeah, they're gonna survive. All right, and they little deep underground military bunkers, but pursuant to Psalms 149, they're gonna survive for slavery, for chains. Okay, the first fruits of slavery. All right, that's their destination, headlong into captivity, man. The first to feel us rule with a rod of iron, man. All right, the first to get broken in to the kingdom of heaven. All right, a rigorous, righteous rule in the planet Earth. Okay, but yeah, just like there was wicked back in Noah's time. right, to where the Lord had to flood the whole earth. They're wicked here in today's time. All right, there's a reason why so many spirits are on this earth today. The Lord bringing the second death, which is turning America into a lake of fire. All right, to shake the earth to and fro like a drunkard. All right, to bring fire by way of ICBM thermonuclear missiles, and to bring fire by way of the chariots of the Lord, man. Okay? So, just like in the days of Noah, it rained fire and brimstone because of the wickedness that was going on back then. This place, America, is spiritual Egypt, man. Everything is parallel, man. Everything, like we quoted, Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, 1 and 9, NLT. History merely repeats itself. Right? KJV, there's nothing new under the sun. Okay? Same spirits back here today, same wicked kingdoms of old back here today. All right? In this wickedest kingdom ever erected, America, Babylon the Great. All right? So that they can receive their judgment. And us prophets of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, you hopeful members of the elect, you back here today in your right state of mind, your right spirit, all right, crying out to the Lord, praying to the Lord for mercy, praying to get delivered, and the Lord is about to deliver us, man. A small remnant and elect, okay? While 2/3 about to get the business, man. All right, I'm about to spank them niggas, man. All right, it ain't gonna be pretty either, okay? So, enough. Lord will, this is edifying to you, hopeful members of the elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalawam, Shalawam. To the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, Shalawam.